Now, these two individuals, they so-called got this song, and it's pretty much, the song is talking about their private parts. Now, in Egypt, the women over there just went to prison for 2 years, $18,000 fine for trying to influence the young women in Egypt and influence them to be some whores. And they got their clothes on, they gyrating on TikTok. Now these peoples over here in America, these people that own this record label, some Jewish family that owns the record label, they got these two individuals, and they okaying these two individuals, promoting them to make songs about their body parts, their private areas. You see, and they pushing that on the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're not pushing that on the so-called day community. You see, they don't got their community up here with that kind of a song, talking about the private parts and what to do with the private part, and all kind of other people private parts involved in the situation too. Because you can't talk about one private part without talking about the other. So you pushing that crap on our society or our nation, but you ain't pushing that crap on your nation. You see, and all of the individuals involved need to go to prison. Now, when you go to the law of this nation, the law of this nation tells you that in Deuteronomy 23, that it shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, or no sodomite, because that's they borderline doing some sodomite activity. Then you got Leviticus 19:29, where it say, don't prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore, where the whole land will fall into whoredom and wickedness. You see, that's what promotes wickedness in our nation. You see, promoting the daughters to be whores, and you should go to prison for that. That's jail time, prison time. Not only that, when you go to Leviticus 21:9, the priest's daughters, if she was caught doing just playing the whore, she was supposed to be burnt with fire. It's a death sentence. It is a death sentence for your daughters to be whores. And so these individuals, you can't say, "Oh, America, we a nation of a Christian nation of God." No, you're not, because you promoting whoredom, and it needs to be outlawed. And them people need to go to jail, prison. You might not put a death sentence on them, but somebody need to go to prison. Somebody need to go to jail, just like the women in Egypt. And the women in Egypt going to prison is a spiritual sign, because this is spiritual Egypt to us. To the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, America is spiritual Egypt and Sodom, because they got our peoples doing that, being sodomites and lesbians, and they got our women around here promoting whoredom. And so these individuals need to go to prison, and that's all to it. And anybody promoting them to do that crap, they need to go to prison too and get fined. And that's thus says the Lord in our law. Because if everybody trying to follow our law in the Bible, then these people need to go to jail. They got grace, so they ain't gonna get put to death. But even with the grace, somebody need to go there behind the prison, straight jail, and get a fine too. And I'm gonna leave it at that. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace of the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.